this year's honoree, Phil Michels.
As you know, I've handled a lot of medical malpractice cases, and I wanted to just share with you a little bit, for a few minutes, my perspective on those cases. MICRA was passed in 1975, and with it, hundreds of years of trial by jury was overthrown. A special class of victims was created. The rights of those victims were severely curtailed. Their suffering by law was limited to $250,000, no matter how egregious the misconduct, no matter how horrible the harm. Juries were told to deliberate and award full compensation. All the while, hidden from them was the fact that every trial judge was required by law to reduce their verdict for pain and suffering to $250,000. It is now nearly 30 years later, and that same limitation applies. Its purchasing power, however, has been eroded to about $50,000. In 10 years, it will be half of that. Many experienced trial lawyers cannot take a $250,000 medical malpractice case, as Steve would tell you. They're very expensive, they're very hard fought, and it's incredibly unfair that victims of this type of malpractice are isolated. The cases that are least likely to be taken by experienced lawyers, I'll give you an example of a few. A man whose elderly mother bled to death in a hospital during a minor procedure could not take the case. A young mother whose baby died in her arms in the hospital through a hospital mistake could not take the case. All those cases are capped at the same limitation they were 30 years ago, despite the fact that the cost of doing business and representing those people has skyrocketed. Is this fairness? Is this justice? Whatever the intent of MICRA, in practice it has eliminated access to the courts for many people. Federal studies have shown there are 80,000 deaths a year from medical mistakes, and those cases in California, unless they're unusual, would not be accepted by experienced people. Legislative efforts are underway to make MICRA a national law, to extend it to drug companies and medical device manufacturers, to take decisions away from juries and give them to medical tribunals, to target judicial campaigns. In California, to limit the rights of injured workers, to limit remedies for fraudulent business conduct, to severely cut the court budget. These extensions of MICRA-type limitations to all lawsuits and broader categories of lawsuits are a threat to us all. Our system of justice is based upon the idea that each person is fully responsible for his own actions. And I can tell you from personal experience doing this for years that MICRA encourages mediocrity, not responsibility. It shows neither sympathy nor understanding for the victims. It robs individuals of their dignity and of juries of their proper role, a role that was set up in this country and sets this country apart from so much of the world. This group stands between the power and privilege of the few and the rights and respect of the many. Our group must create a new arsenal of democracy, an arsenal of education, ideas, and shared values. Our weapons are our spirit and our vigor. Let me end by quoting to you from the book of Ruth in the Old Testament, where Ruth pledges loyalty and devotion to the family of her dead husband, when she says, "Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people. Your God shall be my God." That's our commitment. Thank you.